Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online PTS Patch Notes video with me, Sherman. Today guys, we are taking a look at the 4.3.1 PTS Patch Notes for Wrathstone Update 21. This time they're introducing the 5th anniversary Jubilee testing. The event will work a little different than previous years, and we can't wait to read your feedback. Also included are several fixes and adjustments to the new Racestone dungeons, in addition to some general itemization fixes. You'll notice that we haven't made any changes to the racial passes in this patch. We are planning to add a few adjustments in next week's PTS. The size of this patch is 116 megabytes. It is actually, I think it's already, I've already done it. Let me see. Yeah, I've already done mine. And let's just go ahead and read over these. So this is basically them wanting us to test the Jubilee event that's coming for the 5-year anniversary of Elder Scrolls. And they say here the anniversary Jubilee is coming back bigger and better than ever in the celebration of ESO's coming 5th anniversary. Holy Adra, has it been that long already? Okay, nice joke, guys. And you can test it on the PTS starting now. So Jeff Dolan, or Donnellan, will return, and he'll give us a cake, and this cake will give us 100 XP every day. So for 2 hours, you can use this cake as many times as you want in a day. So every 2 hours, you can use this cake to get 100 XP. This is amazing. On top of that, you will get 2 event tickets per use of the cake. Like a day. So every day you'll get 2 event tickets. So like, or not per use of the cake, but per day. So you get 2 event tickets per day when you eat the cake. And this is just going to be for the 5th anniversary event. I don't know when this is happening, guys. I'm just telling you now, I don't know. To celebrate the incredible milestone of the year's anniversary Jubilee will last 5 weeks. Each week will celebrate a different facet of the game and different member of the 5 companions, the group of heroes who joined up with you to defeat Molag Bol's machinations. So these are the 5 companions that you joined up with: Lyris, Abner Tharn, you know, the Prophet. Otherwise, yeah, we won't get into it. So during each week of the event, a different companion's unique equipment will be available as outfit styles, both from the anniversary Jubilee boxes obtained during the week and on sale from the impresario. So you will be able to get the equipment of the 5 companions. So Abner Tharn's stuff, Lyris Titanborn stuff, like the appearance of it. So that's kind of cool. I like this. I think this is a good idea. So only the daily types listed below will grant the anniversary Jubilee gift boxes during the event. So they're doing this differently. I'll go over this. So for testing purposes, week 1 will be the Prophet, and those are crafting writs. Anytime you do a crafting writ, you'll get a Jubilee box. Week 2, any delves and world boss dailies will give you Jubilee boxes. So this is Lyris Titanborn. This is kind of cool. So the daily delve, if you didn't know, is the Undaunted daily delve. And the world boss dailies are going to be, they're in different locations, but Morrowind, Somerset, and Orsinium have daily boss encounters. The daily delve is the other thing. Then the Cyrodiil dailies is Abner Tharn. Then Sai Sahan is Undaunted Pledges and the Trial Weekly Quests. Yeah, I'm going to probably be playing mostly during that time. And then week 5, all companions, all daily quests in the game are offering all 4 companions outfit styles, and that's the final week. So for 5 weeks, we're going to have this. This is the longest event I think I've seen, like holiday event. So for testing purposes, this is how they're going to do it. So for today, going into tomorrow at 10 a.m., for the rest of today and going into tomorrow, will be the crafting writs. The next day will be the 29th through the 30th from 10 a.m. to 9:59 a.m. So it's pretty much 24 hours. Will be the delves and world bosses, and then the Cyrodiil dailies, so on and so forth. You guys get it. So they list it out pretty well. I'm going to have a link to this in the description, to the patch notes, so you guys can look at them yourselves. In addition to the highlighted companion outfit styles for the week, Anniversary Jubilee boxes contents have been adjusted. The Jubilee gift boxes this year can provide one of over 40 crafting motifs or their style items. You can expand the window below for a full list. You guys, this is massive. Like Abaz Watch, Akavari, Aldemary Dominion, Ancient Orc, Apostle. These are all like crafting motives that you can learn. So that's a lot. Anniversary Jubilee gift boxes also now contain a chance of jewelry crafting materials, both raw and refined, including a small chance for chromium plating. That's pretty awesome. Mother of Pearl and Clam Gall have been added to potential alchemy ingredients found in Anniversary Jubilee boxes. Also cool. To make room for these additions, the rate of obtaining previous furnishing materials and motives were slightly lowered. So we're not going to get as many furnishing materials or furnishing things. We're going to get more of this other stuff. So that's really cool. I like this. I think this is amazing. So finally, the Shimmering Indrik pet will be available for purchase with the Impresario during the event for 10 event tickets. Now, remember, this is 5 weeks. In 1 week, you can get 10 tickets. So if you do enough of these every day, if you log in daily doing the cake, you'll get, like, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 50 tickets? So technically, you could technically unlock all the Indrik mounts. Or one of them. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I haven't done it yet. I haven't even tried to get my Indrik mount. But I do think that's kind of cool, so... Wow. And it will only be available during the final week of the Anniversary Jubilee. So I'll probably get my mount in the first week. The second week, I'll probably work towards getting the Shimmering mount, because that's the one I want. I don't like the other ones. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, super excited. Next up, Wrathstone DLC dungeon improvements. Lots of fixes in here, guys. So if you guys haven't played these dungeons, I'm going to give you guys... I'm going to be doing a video, maybe, to discussing my experiences in these dungeons. I can tell you right now, they are not soloable. Not unless you are one hell of a skilled player. Like, they are really hard. But they're really fun. Playing in a group, I did play through them on normal. They're not super difficult or challenging. They are, but they aren't. They kind of remind me of the difficulty of, like, White Gold Tower when it first came out, or like Imperial City Prison, and then like the other ones, like the later dungeons that came out, the Horns of the Reach ones and the Dragon Bones, had their difficulty in normal, and this is about the same in normal. In Veteran, it's a completely different experience from what I'm to understand. I haven't done these on Veteran yet. I only played them on normal, and I only played each of them once. I didn't try them any more than that. And it's not because they're bad dungeons, it's because I was too busy testing other things. I didn't have time to test the dungeons, like, a lot. So, player and quest icons will now display on the minimap. That's good. Reduce the damage from Cold Snap Harrier's firepower ability on normal difficulty, and Cold Snap's Sky Splitter's Ice Comment will now do less damage on normal difficulty and will no longer apply damage twice. So these are fixes for the normal, not the Veteran. So Ice Stalker. Lifting Strike can no longer be dodged. Frenzied Pummeling now does damage on normal difficulty. The overall damage of this ability on normal difficulty will be reduced in a future PTS update. And then you will now recover immediately when is interrupted. So, Leaping Crush now has an appropriate death recap icon. Alright. Warlord Zavgan, do not like this guy. The door exiting his area, encounter area, will now open if he is defeated while charging his heavy attack. Running the right angles can no longer be obtained if you are affected by Warlord whatever reckless charge. They removed all random gibberish from his chat window. Alright. Lots of fixes in here. Removed all random gibberish from this guy. Avalanche Glacier Prison ability will now freeze in place during Deep Freeze ability. Added more death recap hints associated with the encounter, like they needed more. There is now a center screen display announcement when Rizit casts his Deep Freeze ability. Reduce the damage dealt by Shatter, which is good. They reduced his health overall, and reduced the duration and damage from Glacial Prism. Alright, so this is much needed. This guy right here, this guy was a pain. This one is a lot worse. If you haven't faced this guy's what a beast. Stonekeeper. While the Skeevertons during the battle against the Stonekeeper positioning near the flame jets directly to the west of the magic whatever no longer teleport you back into the Stonekeeper's room. The Stonekeeper will now correctly enter combat with the players teleported into the encounter that's in progress. The Stonekeeper's blade traps will no longer appear to deactivate twice. Okay? This is the final boss, by the way. So. Alright. Depths of Malatar. Speaking to Thera after initially accepting the quest, Guiding Light now makes more sense, we promise. Okay, I hope so. Thera will now look in the eye when speaking to you after recovering from the bridge collapse. The quest pin for the step Enter the Tabernacle of Light Unyielding is now in the correct location. And Dark Orb. King whatever will now taunt players should they perish during the Dark Orb fight, no matter who defeats them. Remove some enormous orb messages. Okay. Yeah, we had a lot of issues during this one, during the Malatar one. Increased Thera's overall health. Symphony of Blades will now break from being stunned should all of its summoned Aurians be defeated. You can no longer avoid damage from Aurian Phalanx by hugging the opposite wall. Symphony of Blades will no longer sometimes get stuck in a radiant destruction animation and visual effects after the ability has completed. Symphony of Blades will no longer keep you in the endless load screen loop should you fail the encounter. See, that's what happened to a lot of people. We didn't die on this one. We figured it out pretty quickly, like what to do. It's a lot. This is by far Depths of Malatar to me is like the difference between Ruins of Mazatoon and Cradle of Shadows. Like, this is Cradle of Shadows difficulty, and this is Ruins of Mazatoon. like in my opinion, because they're both very challenging, but they're both really fun. Moving on, combat abilities. You can no longer mount while performing the summoning animation for an Edric mount. Okay. Draconic Power, Spiked Armor. Fixed an issue where this ability and its morphs could proc off other spiked armor and morphs damage return. Sadly, you will no longer look as if you are rocking out when you meet another fellow Dragon Knight. Alright. Don't know, didn't notice. Didn't play Dragon Knight. Well, I did, but I didn't play a tank Dragon Knight that used spiked armor. Hellrust Citadel. They fixed the Yokita Rokden and Yokita Kai now have a linked wipe mechanic should either group perish while fighting. This group still engaged will suffer from the Yokita Storm and perish, forcing both fights to reset. Ouch. Exploration and itemization. Address the long-standing issue that caused poison solvent ingredients and crafting materials from dungeon monsters to drop more frequently than intended throughout the world. You will no longer receive Veteran Reward Coffer for completing the Asylum Sanctorum normal difficulty. I guess it's something. Reduce the cooldown of Jester's Festival Revelry Pies, bringing them to parity with the Mud Ball of New Life fame. Okay. Trying to use trap levers while previewing the Something Private Arena now displays an error message indicating that the traps cannot be used while previewing a home. The camera can no longer pass through the solid wall. Alright. Corrected several help entries in the events. Okay. And yeah. Alright. So, lots of fixes to the dungeons this new amazing Jubilee event, by the way, which sounds awesome. I can't wait for it to go live. I will be testing it on PTS. One other thing I wanted to talk about real quick before we continue on, or before I finish this and let you guys go on with your day, is there is a quest in the Racestone DLC on PTS that you can do with Abner Tharn, but it's actually the prequel to Elsewhere. Now they mentioned it in the patch notes, but I didn't pay attention to it like an idiot. But in the previous patch notes that it's there, and I said, oh, this is cool, we'll get to play this, and this is going to be like the prequel to this. But it's not. It's the story after this. And the thing is you don't have to play the dungeons to play that story. They have a different intro. If you've completed the dungeons, you'll get a different intro to the quests. And if you haven't completed the dungeons, it gives you a different intro to the quest. So it's you still talk to the Abner Tharn, and just the opening part of it is different. It's like he mentions Theria, and she says, oh yeah, you did a great job helping me get the tablets if you've completed the dungeons. If you haven't, she says basically other adventurers helped her get the tablets housed together, so that you and Abner can go to the halls of Colossus or whatever with the Khajiit chick, and you guys wind up. Yeah, we won't get into it. I will say this: probably the best prequel quest I've ever done, ever. Like the ultimate prequel quest, like that thing will. It's fun, it's entertaining, and it's just really cool the way they put it together, because they incorporated a lot of classic delves into it, along with taking to the halls of Colossus, where you go and encounter what you do. But it's really well put together, and it's a really amazing story how they did it. So yeah, it's awesome. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna show you guys that ever. Until it goes on live, and then I might do a playthrough of it or something. But for this, I'm not going to, because it's just too cool. You have to experience it yourself. But yeah, other than that, we know that next week we're going to see some changes to racial passives. I figured it would probably be the second week, after the second week of PTS, that we would see racial changes. What they are, I don't know. But I will say this, hopefully they're minor, and they're nothing major, because I really like the way things are set up right now, even the Wood Elf. Not because I feel like the Wood Elf's unique for PvP, but because I just like the way that the Wood Elf feels when you play it. I like having that extra boost of movement speed, because I use a bow and a two-handed. So when I'm on my two-handed bar and I dodge roll, I get that burst of speed. So it's really nice to get away from those AoEs and dungeons and stuff. And I really liked it for that. But yeah, other than that, we'll have to wait until next week for those changes. I know everyone's waiting and going, oh my god, how bad is my race going to be messed up this time? But I like all the changes so far to the racials. I think it's a really good change, so. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what next week brings. Now, remember, this is PTS, guys. This is not on live. This is only on the public test server. So everything I'm discussing here is on public test. If you want to check it out for yourselves, there's information on how you can get involved with PTS, but most of it is just going to your launcher, going in here, and turning on, right here, show the public test environment. You got to turn that on in order to get into the PTS, or the public test cycle, or public test server. And then you can get on there and you can mess around on PTS, see all the different changes for yourselves, that kind of thing. It does download a completely separate version of the original. So you have your base game, and then you have the PTS. So you have to have enough room to cover both of those. It takes up about 200 gigs altogether. Close to it. It's 170 something between the two of them. So base game's 80 gigs, This one's like 80 something gigs. It's almost 90. So it's a lot bigger. But yeah. So if you want to get in PTS, that's how you do it. But you do not have to be a subscriber. You just have to own a copy of the game and have an account with the game, and you can get on PTS. So. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, I want to thank the devs. It's been awesome checking out all the new changes, the new dungeons, everything like that. And I can't wait to see more feedback from the players and the community. Even though it's been a lot of negative because of the racial changes, I think we're going to see a lot more positive come out of this in the end. So. But other than that, you guys know what's coming next. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day. And this guy might see you in game. Bye.